goodness. Thank you guys for having me. This is a huge honor. You know, it's like at the end of the day, I'm just a real estate agent that in his spare time finds any opportunity he can to inspire some other people. So, that's really like the foundation of what I want to talk about is it's not about what we do, but it's about who we are. I don't care if you're a barista at Starbucks, if you're a janitor, if you're a real estate agent. What you do makes a profound impact on the world. So, I want to just take a moment to think about how did we even get here, right? I know how I got here personally. It was October 2016, and I listened to my very first podcast. I had never listened to a podcast. I'd never even clicked the podcast on my iPhone. But somebody put me on to Short Story Long. I'd never met drama before, but I grew up skateboarding. And so I saw that Rob Dyrdek had one. I listened to that October 2016. Dude, something about October does something to me. It's actually the birth month of my best friend in the world. October 23rd, my best friend Jonas was born. And so something about October just kind of gets me into this mode where I'm digging deeper, I'm searching. And I found Rob's podcast. And who here listened to Rob Dyrdek's first Short Story Long? Go back and listen to it if you haven't. But it really got me hyped up. And in January of 2017, I wrote down, I'm going to be on Short Story Long. I don't know how, but I wrote it down, and I honestly kind of just forgot about it. And then in May 2017, 5 months later, this is the way goals work. We become what we think about, right? I get a text from my buddy Sneaker Steve and a 310 number that I didn't know, and it was Sneaker Steve introducing me to drama. And it was an invitation to come and speak on Short Story Long, which ended up being episode 50. Who here listened to that? Man, shout out to you guys. That ish was long. Oh my goodness, I don't know what happened with Drama Night in that room, but we got into a groove, we got into a flow, and my life changed from that. You know, I was in a space where my real estate career had been going strong, but I wanted to do something that made a little bit more of an impact. And when you think about it, what I was seeking is the same reason why Drama did this whole thing in the first place. He'd been on TV. He has a successful clothing brand. But he was digging deeper, and he decided to start a podcast. 174 episodes later. I want us to just take a moment, guys, and think about the inspiration, the knowledge, for free that this dude Drama has given us. Would you please make some noise for my boy? Woo! Come on. It's incredible. So as people were, I hit up everybody to come to this thing. I was going nuts. And I just really wanted people to be here. I don't really have that much time to do too many talks and things like this. I get invited to do a lot of them for the real estate industry, and I usually say no. But this community right here, this group of people who, we're all from the same place. I feel like something felt different about this. So I DM'd a lot of people to be here, and I'm thankful you guys are here. And people kept asking me, so what is it? So what is it? And I was like, it's like a motivational thing. So Drama's doing a motivational event? I'm like, yeah, pretty much. And a bunch of people said, damn, I need that. I gotta get motivated. Shout out to you guys for being here this morning, getting motivated on this Saturday. Let's go. But let's think about that for a second. Motivation. Do we really need to get motivated? So I thought about this for a while. And what motivation breaks down as is the reason for the way we act. I don't remember it by heart, but it's something like that, right? The reason for the way we behave, or the reason or the why for how we act. So we're always behaving a certain way. We're always acting a certain way. So is it really motivation that we need? We're always motivated. The question is, are we motivated in a way that's moving us in our life forward or holding ourselves back? My wife and I have a science project going on at home right now. And we decided to create something together, and we wanted to see if this thing would need motivation. We said, what would happen if we created something that we gave nothing but love and positive energy every single day? Let's see how it comes out. Every single day, my daughter is like this as soon as she opens her eyes. Every single day. Who follows me on Insta? You guys, we don't wait. We literally walk over. This is so funny. In my house, my wife and I, sometimes she's in the kitchen, sometimes I'm downstairs, and we hear her moving in her little crib. We literally like run up to see who is going to film her first, because we want to capture this. This is who we naturally are as people. My son Kaizen, where's Kaizen at? Kaizen has probably already gotten 15 people's phone numbers here. Like, I asked Kaizen, we were walking around the mall last night. I was like, I didn't even ask him. He actually said to himself, he's like, Dad, I want to do something like Bill Gates, but not like Bill Gates. Like my own thing. Because we walked past a Microsoft store. Like, guys, who we are naturally is like, my daughter, does she have to say her affirmations? Does she have to create a vision board? She wakes up every single day ready and inspired out of her mind for life. What the hell happened to us? I'll tell you what happened to us. These 3 words are what happened to us. The trials, tribulations, the breakdowns, the breakups, getting fired, we lose people. We fail, or we get called failures. And we go through these situations in life where it's like, what the? And we tell ourselves this over and over and over. What the? You know what I mean? And all of a sudden, our motivation, our life's purpose goes from chasing our dreams to just struggling to get out of bed. Think about your last WTF moment. What happened? Did somebody do it to you? Did you do it to yourself? But think about that last thing that just rocked you, that had you wonder, why? What the? Look, it's Saturday morning, guys. I want you to just think about your last WTF moment, not for too long, but think about this for a second. And I want us to just get it out of our system. On the count of 3, I want us to all say it, okay? Seriously, on the count of 3, I want us to all say it. 1, 2, 3. What the? Oh my God, dude, I didn't think you guys are actually gonna do it. I have my kids in the room. Savages. Oh my God, I'm done. I just got like 500 people to drop an F-bomb. It's this Vayner nation up in here. We so easily say the F word. My goodness, you guys. Kaizen, earmuffs, okay? We need to find a way to shift it. The next time you have your WTF moment, okay, I want you to think about this. WTFN. WTFN. Not what the F. I want you to think, why the F not? Why the F not? Why not you? Why not you being this extraordinary human being that you are meant to be? See, the challenge is we think our adversities, our struggles, our feelings of defeat are meant to destroy us. Guys, those struggles, those breakdowns, that's not a stop sign. That's a go. When something occurs for you and you're just getting rocked, what I really want to encourage you to know is that your struggles are what's giving you strength. That's how you learn. It's how you grow. Why not? Why not you being the next legendary fashion designer, the next legendary real estate agent, entrepreneur, artist, rapper. Why not? I know why. This F word. Forget the other F word. This F word right here. This is the word that gets us, isn't it? This is the word that stops us from even being able to move forward. What is that? Let's read that out loud together. 1, 2, 3. False evidence appearing real. That's what fear really is. It's a situation that happens that causes us to just get stuck. It's not real. It's this situation where we tell ourselves this thing happened. False evidence appearing real. How do we get through it? We get through it with this F word, faith. One of the best things I heard about faith is that faith is like Wi-Fi. It's invisible, but it has the power to connect us to what we need. And we have to have faith so that we can do this. Face everything and rise. My good dude, Mike Diamond, we got to be able to see this situation that scares us to death and know, what is it? What's the big purpose? What's the big reason? This is not, when you're feeling fear, it is not a stop sign. It's a green light. So, over the last 20 years, guys, I have been an expert in dealing with what the moments. I've grown up in a very, I think, unconventional way, which I'll share with you guys in a little bit. But I think what I've learned through it most of all, this is one of my favorite thoughts, one of my favorite quotes, and it says, don't think that there's going to be gold at the end of the road, right? Don't think that there's going to be gold at the end of the road, like we're going to arrive at this magic place and all of a sudden we don't have any problems and it's all easy and it gets better when we're over there. Instead, value the process and you'll see that the road has been paved with gold all along. Wherever you're at, I don't care if you're sky high. I don't care if you're down in the dumps. There were a couple people, I put out a post last night and I was like, hey, you know what? Just so you guys know, this thing is not about money. Drama is not trying to be the next like huge seminar creator. He did this to make a profound impact in people's lives. And I put a message out last night. I was like, hey, if anybody needs some help, I don't want you to not be here because of a money situation. Shoot me a message. I said that I have 5 people. There were like 15 people who DM'd me. And I'm so stoked because I already met some of you guys. And I'm so thankful that you're here. No matter where you're at, sky high or in a funk, just know that this is your unique journey. So I'd like to share with you guys some of my process. Sound good? All right, cool. So I grew up I was born in Oakland, 1982. My parents fell in love in high school. I found out that my dad, he pulled the old photographer trick on my mom. He was sitting behind her in math class. He lived in East Los Angeles, and he said, hey, can I take some pictures of you after school for my portfolio? What the hell was my dad going to do with that portfolio? There was no Instagram. Like, what was he going to do? But it worked. He got the digits. Back then, he probably had to write my mom's phone number on his hand, and they went on their very first date. I later found out that he took my mom on a motorcycle that was stolen. You see, growing up, my pops did whatever the hell he wanted. You know, my grandfather was a pastor, and some people know the way pastors' kids are. That was my dad. He did whatever he wanted. He was a hustler. You know, I didn't know what my dad did. You figure at 22 years old, 23 years old, I'm 3 or 4, and my dad would come home, literally a briefcase full of money. He would go to South America, then he would go to Ohio and come home with a briefcase full of money. And I just thought, damn, whatever my dad does is pretty cool. And one day we get a knock on the door, and my mom tells me that things are going to be a little bit different. She said that dad is going to be going away to a fire school. So the next time I see him, it's going to be behind a glass because dad's around a lot of smoke. My dad got sentenced to something like 20 years for cocaine trafficking. And we went from this experience of just a party lifestyle, always celebrating, to being on welfare. You know, I'm the oldest of 3. And my mom was doing whatever she could to take care of us. But the reality is I was going nuts. I was like a real life Bart Simpson. Fortunately, I found skateboarding, and that saved me from being too crazy. But I got in every kind of trouble you could possibly imagine. It's actually a journal entry. My grandfather kept a journal every single day, and on that journal entry in '96, it talks about how I was in 7th grade at that time and had already been to 12 different schools. Most of those were my fault. But that struggle, what's crazy is I didn't know how that struggle was preparing me, right? I didn't know that going through all those schools is actually going to be the thing that helps me connect with so many people all over the place. But I will say that when I was a junior in high school, I heard 2 words at the other end of a line that really rocked me in a way that I could not prepare for. I had spent lots of time talking to my dad in prison. That wasn't scarier than these 2 words. I had been arrested. I had been in every kind of trouble you could possibly imagine. But as a junior in high school, being on the phone with a friend, I was not prepared to hear these 2 words, I'm pregnant. Talk about being scared out of my mind, guys. What's crazy to think is that I didn't know that what was actually my greatest fear I could possibly experience would be the thing that would teach me to be fearless. When this happened, I developed the insight, I gotta go and learn. I gotta go and figure out how am I gonna be a better person? So I went through a long list of personal development speakers. I did the fire walk with Tony Robbins when I was 17. When my son was born and I held him in my arms for the first time, I knew I had to figure my shit out. And I went to a place called Landmark Education. And Landmark, I'm going to save you guys thousands of dollars and multiple weekends of your life, because Landmark basically taught me these 3 words: recognize, realize, and recreate. Recognize, realize, and recreate. Here's what I learned from these 3 words. You see, we go through life, something happens, right? And our energy shifts, and we don't even realize it, but we're just in a funk. It could be something so silly, and we get caught up in something. I'll give you guys, I have so many stupid examples, but I'll give you guys the most recent one, which is so dumb. This is kind of embarrassing. So the flyer came out for this event, right? And my name was so small on the flyer. It was like Lil Yachty the first time he was at Coachella. I was like, you can't even see it. And in my mind, you start to feel a certain way. I'm like, damn, dude, I thought like Drama and I were boys. Like, fuck, why is my name so small? I don't say anything to anybody, but I was just kind of feeling a certain way. So then what's funny, and Drama knows this, I hit him up and I was like, yo, dude, I want to blast this out. Can you send me the flyer? So he sends me the flyer. And what happened? My name wasn't on the flyer that he sent me. They forgot. So here's what's just funny, though. This is how this works, guys. Life happens, right? And we start to feel a certain way. However you feel, you become a magnet for more reasons that match with that energy. Our body is just a magnet for our request of what we want. So as I am feeling unworthy, not important, yo, can you send me the flyer? I want to blast it out. That science attracted my name not being on the flyer. So you can see, not important. So dumb. My wife is like, babe, look at everybody else's name. Drama, short. Rob, short. D, short. The reason why your name is so small is because it's so long. I was like, oh. You see, that's what happens. So step 1 is what? Recognize. You have to catch it. Why the hell am I feeling a certain way? I'll give you another example. I'm cruising around. I'm driving with my wife. She's driving. You know, I'm enjoying the breeze. We're driving down the coast. My window is halfway down. I'm just like, this breeze is awesome. And my wife, because she's driving, rolls my window up. And in my mind, I tell myself, oh, she's trying to control me. My wife's trying to control me. I see what's going on here. We go to dinner. I'm super quiet through dinner. She's like, what's up? Nothing. No, everything's fine. I'm feeling this certain way. We get home, and she asked me to do something. Hey, babe, can you da-da-da? I'm like, yeah, for sure. I'll go and do that. And then in the morning, she asked me to do something again. Hey, babe. And I'm like, oh, my gosh, why are you trying to control me? Da, da, da. Why do we do this? You guys, we are ridiculous meaning-making machines. Things happen, and we react. It's completely fake. It's not real. Step one. So what I do, I always balance my energy on a scale of 1 to 10. My goal is to always be 7 and up, right? When you're at a 10, that's like you're on drugs. That doesn't really exist, okay? If you're at a 10, chill, dude. When you're at a 9, that's like, oh my gosh, you're in tears of joy, absolute bliss. When you're an 8, you're like, damn, I'm killing it right now. This feels good. Wow. When you're a 7, you're good. 7's like, awesome. 6 is a little scary. 6 is like, dude, everything okay? 5, you're in the middle, right? Step 1 is figure out your energy with where you're at. Catch yourself. Recognize it. Step 2, this is very important. We have to realize the real lies, okay? I'm 17 years old. The reality is I got someone pregnant. So what's the reality? What was the real lie of that? Well, the real lie of that, guys, was this. My life is over. I'm never having any fun again. I have failed. The reality is I have a financial responsibility now. I have a time responsibility now. Was my life over? Absolutely not. I have to read something to you guys real quick. This is insane. Let me find my phone. Okay, watch this. This is so insane. I got to read this to you guys. So my son is the oldest of now 4. I have 4 kids. He's 18 years old. That's my son Elijah. And he has become such an extraordinary leader in our household. When you have 4 kids, there's a lot going on. We have 4 kids, a couple businesses. Things could get a little stressful. My wife, Alana, was getting stressed over some things, and my son, Eli, sends her this text. He said, I'm sorry you're tired. Cut out some time for rest. That is what the Sabbath is for. This will just keep happening to you forever, and you'll just constantly be stressed if you don't actually cut out time to do nothing. It's been a hard thing for me to do because I have the habit, exactly like you and Dad do, of just nonstop working. You should spend some time with Dad, just mentally and physically resting and actually planning to do that. Spend time with Jesus. You can't do everything on your own, and if you try, you'll just keep burning out. That's what I've intended to do today because I really needed it so I can work well for this week. I hope you can get some rest soon. You deserve it. And I talk about that because it's like, again, he was my greatest fear. I had no idea that my greatest fear would be the thing that taught me to be fearless. So step 2 is realize the make-believe bullshit lie. It's not real. And step 3 is recreate. How do you do that? Well, you do that with these 2 words. Let's say these words out loud. 1, 2. I am. These 2 words are how we recreate this weird energy we might be experiencing. And if you think about it, hip-hop is like the best example of affirmations. Rappers are the best examples of affirmations. I don't know it by heart, but the very first one, and this is something I heard Black Thought say on this 10-minute freestyle. He said, I am a walking affirmation that imagination and focus and patience gets you closer to your aspiration. Come on. Greatest lyric of all time right here. I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman. And then, of course, number 3, this guy is the affirmation king. I am a creative genius, and there's no other way to word it. Is that an affirmation or what? You guys, hip-hop is the greatest example of affirmations. Here's the deal. We are saying affirmations whether you believe it or not. How often do you say, I don't know if I could do this. I'm tired. I'm sleepy. I don't know if I'm good enough. I don't know if I'm qualified enough. And as the quote goes, whether you think you can or think you can't, you are right. We are saying affirmations whether we believe it or not. People might say, oh, well, that's kind of cheesy. Really? What's cheesier? Creating affirmations for yourself to design your life in a way that inspires you out of your mind, or allowing yourself to be victim of the world, allowing somebody to say something to you and then having that be your reality. To me, that's cheesy. So over the last few years, man, affirmations have been my main thing. When I was 20 years old, it was when I first, guys, it was like I figured out it was like I became a magician. When I first learned the way affirmations work, it was like, wait a sec. So I could really say anything and it will pop up, you know? And so at 20 years old, right when I got into real estate, I created this affirmation. I was kind of broke. I had exhausted all my savings, and I looked really young, and I was about to go and try to start this career as a luxury real estate agent. I'm like, you know what? I could really use 25 G's, and I could really use the brand new 7 Series. I created this affirmation, and I said, I, Kevin Sturdivant, easily and effortlessly attract $25,000 and a brand new 745 Li pearl white with tan interior and HREs for absolutely free, and everything I do allows that to happen. I said that for 6 months. I finally passed the real estate test. I had all these people trying to recruit me, and I was in Beverly Hills at the time. And this one dude, he was in the San Gabriel Valley, would not stop calling me. Kev, what's it going to take for you to come work with me? I'm like, bro, I'm not going to the San Gabriel Valley. I'm in Beverly Hills, dude. I'm about to kill it out here. What would it take? I was being totally sarcastic. I don't know, dude. Give me 25 G's and a brand new 7 Series, and maybe I'll think about it. Are you freaking kidding me? You guys, I had not even received my real estate license in the mail yet. I had not even looked at a purchase contract. If some kid came into my office and said, I'll come work for you, I wouldn't even let him finish the sentence. Bro, get out of here. And it happened. He gave me a $25,000 sign-on bonus to a 21-year-old kid and this car. They work. Whether you believe it or not, affirmations work. I say affirmations consistently throughout my life. Everywhere we go, I use affirmations to shift and change my energy. So I wrote some of these affirmations down. I say, I am more than enough. Why? Well, sometimes I don't feel more than enough. I say, I am inspired. Why? Because sometimes I don't feel inspired. Here's the funny thing. People are like, bro, you get up really early, man. You must be really motivated when you wake up. Are you freaking kidding me? When I wake up, the first thing I hear in my mind is like, go to sleep, you moron. I am not automatically inspired. Life sucks from 4:30 to 4:45. I have to create this. So I read these things. I am a magnet for awesomeness. I am a go-getter and relentless dream chaser. I am destined for greatness. I am ready to make it happen today. I love where I am right now, and I give this moment my best. So check this out, guys. I want to do this for a second. We got a lot of dope shoes up in here. A lot of my white shoes. Damn, dude. All right, so I want everybody to imagine that you just got some new kicks, and a lot of you just did. Me too. So I want you to imagine that maybe Kaizen was out running around, and he got some mud on his shoes, and he just came up to you and like, what's up? And he stepped on your brand new kicks. Do me a favor and look down at your shoes right now. Like Kaizen just stepped on them. Look down at them. Bend over, just kind of like lean over a little bit. And I want you to kind of breathe like you would if someone just stepped on your dope kicks. Lean over and just go. Everybody do that with me. Damn it, Kaizen. Now from that space, get inspired. Now, let's shake that energy off. Here's what I want you to do next. I want you to, everybody stand up. Stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up. I want you to stand up, and I want you to think about a time when that person, your crush, responded to your DMs. okay? Or for us older cats, you got the digits and you actually wrote a phone number down on a piece of paper. They responded to your DMs and he or she was like, yeah, what's up? Let's get together. And you're like, oh my gosh, I want you to think about that energy. Put that smile on your face like you just got the DM, let's see it. And from that space, get depressed. See, doesn't work. This is the magic of affirmations. When you say your affirmations, I want you guys to tap into that energy, and I want us to actually experience these together. Don't worry about what anybody else is doing. I want you to look at these, and I want us to go nuts, guys. Let's get this party started up in here. Read these, repeat after me. I am more than enough. Is that what we came out here on this Saturday morning? Come on. I want you guys to be louder than me. Here's the thing. Motion creates emotion. If you guys want this stuff to be real, here's what you got to know. You got to be able to really see it, feel it, taste it. With every ounce of what you've got, I want you guys to repeat after me with these. I am more than enough. I am inspired. I am focused. I am a magnet for awesomeness. I am a go-getter and relentless dream chaser. I am destined for greatness. I am ready to make it happen today. I love where I am right now, and I give this moment my best. Come on, dude. High five somebody next to you. Now you tell me, you start your day like that, who could mess with you? You start your day like that, who's gonna mess with you? You can't. See, the whole goal, guys, the whole goal is to catch the vibration, to catch the energy, and rock with that energy throughout your day. We're not automatically like that. You have to get lit. Not the way some of you kids do, okay? I write my affirmations every 90 days in these 7 areas. These are the 7 equities. Huge shout out to everybody who's messaged me about the 7 equities. Guys, this is where the party's at. I spent my whole life trying to get money and trying to blow up, and I didn't work on the first 5. The first 5 are where the party's at. Let's read these out loud together. Number 1, mindset, body, soul, family, social, hustle, money. Okay? Notice that hustle and money are last. Guys, I want you to ball out in those first 5, especially the first 3. Your mindset, your spirituality, whatever that might mean to you, whether you're a yoga instructor, whether you're a Christian, whether you're a Buddhist, whether you're an atheist that just feels like it's just connecting with your inner self, whatever that means to you, spirituality is the awareness that you have with your Creator. For me, I'm Christian. I believe that God has extraordinary things in store for me. I believe that God has my back. So for me, spiritual is connecting with Him, is reading the Word, it's being in prayer. Health. Why do I come up with all these stupid challenges? Run a 5K 100 days in a row. Why? Why would anybody want to run a 5K 100 days in a row? I'm just curious. Who here completed some kind of 100-day challenge? That's what's up. Give it up. That's amazing, dude. Amazing. Work on those first 5. When I first started to learn affirmations, what I told myself was, damn, I really enjoyed this process of teaching. And I told myself, you know what, I want to teach more people this. This was around the year 2000. I didn't really... It's like there wasn't the show $1 Million Listing back then. Real estate was not cool. And so I was actually right over here the first time I ever told anybody these words. I was at the El Rey Theater at a Visionary show. And these 2 dudes were kind of looking at my friend. I thought maybe we were about to scrap or something. But my friend was and he still is, a pretty iconic skateboarder. His name's JP Deed. And they were just kind of looking at him. And next thing you know, they came up to JP and he said, hey, you know, we have this clothing company called Lifter Research Group that we're just getting started, and we'd like you to actually come down to our headquarters. I was like, damn, I've actually seen some of that stuff. We go down to the headquarters the following Monday, and it is no joke, the size of a bathroom. It is such a small little office. There's 2 people there, maybe 5 boxes of clothes. And I meet this dude. And he was like, so what do you do? And I went on to say, yeah, I'm just like starting my real estate career. I was like, I'm a life coach. And he's like, oh, that's what's up. So what does that mean? And I'm like, I work with people on their big goals in life, and I help people get from where they're at to where they want to go. And he's like, damn, that's really dope, dude. I could really use some of that. And Jonas and I just clicked. He became my son Eli's godfather. He became someone that it was like, I had never met somebody that thought the same way I did. I'd never met somebody that would inspire me. Like, he called me his life coach, but really, he was my life coach. You know, he showed me that anything is possible. He showed me what it meant to really be a visionary, to really live life seeking inspiration. And what's crazy is I feel like all the way through, he always felt something. He always knew what his life was destined for. And this quote rocks me to this day. He says, life is about experiencing everything it has to offer. The good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful, the love, the hate, the success, the failure, the makeup, the breakup, the birth, and the death. And we had such a cool friendship. Like, I don't think I'll ever meet anybody else that inspires me the way he does and the way he did. It was Memorial Day 2011, and nothing could have prepared me for the reality that I was going to send my best friend a text and never get a response. And that experience, no amount of affirmations, no amount of the work I had done could really prepare me for that. And I went into a very, very dark downward spiral. Thank God Alana was actually working, because for the last 6 months of 2011, I couldn't sell a single house. I literally went to work every day. I made my calls. I knocked my doors. I'm a hustler. Nothing happened. You see, my business is about connecting with people. And if I'm not connected with myself, I can't connect with people. This is an Insta. I actually put all these photos up on, I created a special hashtag for it, so it's Case YNR. You could go back and help this one out, because when I screenshot it last night, there's only 10 likes on it. Real photo, real Insta. My wife was the one who carried us the final 6 months of 2011. It's like $600 she made there. And I remember at that point it feeling like, oh my God, thank God my wife has this job. Round of applause for Alana Dawn, ladies and gentlemen. You guys, just as I was starting to get in my groove at the end of 2011, my other hero, my dad, he starts getting really sick. In a span of 6 months, I lost not only my best friend, but I lost this guy. And it put me into a space where I didn't know what I was gonna do. I was broke. I was drinking like a madman. And I wanted to just leave it all. But something my mom told me, she says, wherever you go, you take you with you. And I thought about that. I'm like, I gotta get it together. And I started to seek out coaching and mentorship. And I went back to one of my very first coaches. And this is one of the best things. He says, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And Thatch appeared into my life again. He helped me figure things out. He helped me figure out what I really wanted. When I came up with this vision, he asked me this question. And I want you guys to think about this. He said, if you could have it any way, Kev, what does it look like? If you could have it any way. You see, I never did that. I was just always in it for survival. I never thought about if I could have my relationship anyway, my career anyway, my health anyway. So he helped me create a vision. This was my actual vision board at that time. And I thought, you know what, dude? If I could create a real estate company that mixed personal development, mid-century modern, life coaching, streetwear, You guys got to get, when I came up with this vision for Case, it was literally so far from the reality. I had sold one home over $1 million. That was it. All the other homes I'd sold were like $300,000-$400,000. They weren't necessarily inspiring. So when you come up with the vision board, it should be something that gives you chills. And at this point in my life, it gave me chills. And Thatch reminded me, dude, it's about be, do, have. And here's what's crazy. What I wrote down is I want to be the person who sells luxury real estate for the streetwear community, modern, mid-century modern homes. And damn it, I gotta sell a home over $2 million. I'd never done that before. My dad passed away January 2012. February 2012, I get a call from someone. And he's like, hey bro, my company's doing really well. I could afford a home, mid-century modern, contemporary. He was a streetwear dude. My budget's around 1.5. I was like, damn it. I'd almost hit everything on the checklist. Calls me back two weeks later. He's like, hey, change the plans. I could go to 2.5. And 1 month later, I sold a home to this dude, Nick Diamond. This experience and helping Nick, it was so crazy because I remember at our closing dinner, he got the K on his name for Insta. Now he has like 1 million followers. But he posted one of these photos and he said, thanks at Kevion. My Insta goes nuts. And my real estate career is launched in a new way. I had no way and even thought that would be possible. And when I look at what has happened now, it really, really blows my mind. Over the last 5 years, we've sold $1 billion worth of real estate. We've had the opportunity to represent some of the coolest people on the planet. I've really been able to tap into the luxury industry. Melissa, my friend here, knows. She came to my recent listing. That's $35 million. And the number one thing I want to share with you guys is your dreams, your visions, your inspirations. As you write those things down, just know the universe has so much more in store for you. I want you guys to consider that within your minds, you have a black card to what I call Manifest Prime. Think about that. Within your minds, you have a black card to what I call Manifest Prime. That means anything that you could think about and envision will happen, but you have to believe in it. And last but not least, remember, without a why, you can say goodbye, right? You've got to have an underlining vision and purpose that's bigger than yourself. When you do that, you'll be fueled. I keep my motto short and sweet: show up, do my best, let God do the rest, and enjoy the process. Thank you, guys.